Today, I'm going to tell you a story about what happens when a country is at war, and whether the Constitution still protects people during that time. During the Civil War, the United States was fighting for its survival. President Lincoln's administration expanded military authority to protect the Union. This case tests whether those wartime powers went too far. President Abraham Lincoln believed strong measures were necessary to protect the Union and prevent attacks from within. As part of that effort, the government allowed the military to arrest civilians suspected of helping the Confederacy or undermining the war effort. One of those civilians was Lambdin Milligan, a resident of Indiana. Milligan was accused of plotting against the Union and supporting Confederate forces. But instead of being charged in a regular court, Milligan was brought before a military tribunal. Military officers served as judges, and the tribunal convicted him. Milligan was sentenced to death. Milligan protested. He argued that Indiana was not a battlefield, and that its civilian courts were still open and operating normally. If the regular courts were available, he said, the government had no right to try him in a military court. The case eventually reached the Supreme Court, which had to answer a critical question. Can the government use military courts to try civilians when the ordinary courts are open? In 1866, the Supreme Court ruled in Milligan's favor. The court held that the Constitution protects citizens in wartime as well as in peace. Military tribunals cannot replace civilian courts where those courts are functioning. Allowing the military to try civilians in those circumstances would put basic constitutional rights at risk. The court ordered Milligan released and made an important statement. Even in times of war, the government must respect the rule of law. Ex parte Milligan became a landmark decision, reminding the nation that emergencies do not erase constitutional protections. Thank you for watching. If you like this story, follow along for more. See you on the next one.